Before I start, if you enjoy these real-life stories of betrayal and heartbreak, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share your thoughts in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. I'll never forget the text that started it all. Running late, meet me at the usual spot. Can't wait to see you face blowing a kiss. At first, I didn't think much of it. Busy day, maybe a friendly gesture. But something in the way she wrote it made my stomach knot. That small unease lingered, and I couldn't shake it. It had started subtly, almost imperceptibly. Missed calls I'd brush off with a smile, excuses about overtime that didn't quite add up, her phone always just slightly out of reach. I kept telling myself I was being paranoid. After all, we'd been married for 8 years. We were happy, weren't we? But doubts began to creep in, the tiny inconsistencies adding up. A lingering fragrance that wasn't hers. Laughter from the living room when she said she was just checking on something online. The way she flinched when I walked past her phone. I questioned myself constantly. Maybe I was imagining it. Maybe it was just stress. But the feeling in my chest told me otherwise. An unshakable, cold certainty that something was off. One Friday night, I got home earlier than expected from work. The streets were quiet, a soft drizzle misting the pavement, and I had that uneasy gut feeling again. I didn't plan to go out, but something compelled me to swing by our usual bar, the one we discovered on our second date. When I walked in, the laughter hit me first, a sound that should have been comforting, but instead felt like a knife. And there she was, my wife, the woman I loved, sitting too close to a man I'd never met, her head tilted back, laughing in a way that was intimate, too intimate, the kind of laugh we used to share between just the two of us. My hands went cold, and for a moment, I couldn't move. My mind raced. I watched her hand brush against us across the table, a touch that wasn't casual, and then the way her eyes lingered on him, like she had forgotten I existed, like she had been rehearsing this in secret. I felt my chest tighten, the world narrowing down to this small, cruel scene. I sat at a corner table, tried to breathe, trying to tell myself I was seeing things. But every detail confirmed it. The way they whispered, the way she leaned in, the way he laughed at something that was meant for her eyes only. And then she looked up. Our eyes met for a brief, fleeting second, and I saw it. Guilt. Or maybe it was fear. Either way, it was enough. I didn't yell. I didn't run. I didn't confront her in front of everyone. I took off my wedding ring and placed it neatly on the table between them, a silent message heavier than any words I could have spoken. She froze, her face draining of color, but she didn't speak. I didn't wait for an explanation. I turned and walked out, the rain soaking through my coat, mingling with the tears I refused to shed. The drive home was silent. The city lights blurred by my vision, memories flashing in painful succession. Our first dance, lazy Sunday mornings, the quiet way she used to brush my hair back from my forehead. Every one of those moments now felt like a lie, a memory poisoned by betrayal. The house was empty when I got back, but it felt smaller than ever, like it had been waiting to swallow me whole. I remember staring at the ceiling that night, thinking about all the little signs I'd ignored, all the excuses I'd swallowed to keep the illusion of our marriage intact. I didn't understand her choices, and part of me didn't want to. I only understood the need to protect my own heart now. The next morning, she called. I didn't answer. Later, a message came. I never meant to hurt you. I deleted it. I didn't need explanations. I didn't want apologies. The truth was enough. And in that moment, I realized love wasn't supposed to feel like suspicion, like searching for proof. Love was trust, and trust had been shattered. I started picking up the pieces of my life slowly. I spent time alone, reflecting, learning that heartbreak could be a teacher if you let it. I leaned on friends. I wrote in long, messy journals. I cried in the shower when no one was around. But with every passing day, I felt my strength returning. That ring on the table wasn't just an end. It was a beginning, a declaration that I wouldn't let someone else define my worth. I've never gone back to that bar. Never asked her for explanations, never looked at her social media. I didn't need to. I knew who I was, and I knew what I deserved. That night, I left behind more than betrayal. I left behind doubt, heartache, and the weight of a relationship that had stopped serving either of us. Sometimes I think about her. I remember the good moments with a bittersweet ache. But more often, I remember the feeling of walking away, the quiet power in choosing myself, and the clarity of knowing that heartbreak can be the path to self-respect. If you've ever been through betrayal, you know the sting, the confusion, the endless questions. But you also know this. Letting go doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is leave, walk away, and finally take your heart back. If you found this story gripping, please subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences, your advice, or even just your feelings. I'd love to hear them.